hypocrisy pays a price after Joy Behar attacks Christianity on The View. The View co-host Joy Behar's comparison of Christianity to a mental illness on last Tuesday's program has prompted over 25,000 calls to flood into the ABC network in protest. The Media Research Center watchdog group reported that this tally had come in as of Monday morning. The segment where Behar made the comparison centered around a back and forth regarding Vice President Mike Pence's faith, based on some recent comments made by former White House staff Omarosa Manigault. "He's extreme," Manigault told Vanity Fair. "I'm Christian. I love Jesus, but he thinks Jesus tells him to say things. And I'm like, Jesus ain't say that." First, co-host Sunny Hostin observed, "I think what's interesting is she says that Jesus tells Mike Pence things to say. When you have a Mike Pence that now puts this religious veneer on things and who calls people values voters, I think we're in a dangerous situation," she added. "Look, I'm Catholic. I'm a faithful person, but I don't know that I want my vice president, speaking in tongues and having Jesus speak to him." Behar chimed in, joking, "Like I said before, it's one thing to talk to Jesus. It's another thing when Jesus talks to you." "Exactly. That's different," Hostin replied. "That's called mental illness, if I'm not correct." "Hearing voices," said Behar. "The Bible, in fact, records in the Gospel of John that Jesus said regarding born-again believers, 'My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.'" He further described himself as a good shepherd, and when a good shepherd brings out his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. Yet they will by no means follow a stranger, but will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. Pence responded to Behar's put-down of his faith in an interview that aired on Fox and Friends on Monday. Host Ainsley Earhart asked the vice president, "Is it hypocrisy that liberals, Democrats, mainstream media, they preach tolerance, but yet when someone wants to be a Christian and says that God speaks to them, they have a problem with that?" Pence responded that he is used to criticism, "But when I heard that ABC had a program that likened my Christianity to mental illness, I just couldn't be silent." He continued, "Look, my Christian faith is probably the most important thing in my life. I do try and start every day reading the Bible. My wife and I try and have a prayer together before I leave the house every morning. But I do think I'm a very typical American." I think, Behar's comment, is evidence of how out of touch some in the mainstream media are with the faith and values of the American people, Pence stated. What do you think? Scroll down to comment below.